Hey guys, so this is just like a little interim video, no dying, just talking about what's going on right now with my doll stuff and whatever. Just so I have like an update in between and I'm not like away for too long. So, yay. So I've been working on my doll room and honestly, it's kind of a mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a big mess. Like, what? I'm gonna show you guys right quick. Like, oh. Yeah. So I have like 4 different desks in this room. And so that's like the start of it, right? So we have like the computer desk. Woo! Fancy. And then I have over in the corner there's like a pink desk with a bunch of crap on it, but that's gonna be for like customizing and sewing. And then we have another desk behind in front of the window that has like our TV on it so that we can watch videos and whatever. And like it has a bunch of drawers for just like extra storage stuff. And then we have like a very tiny one over here behind this giant painting that is just kind of where I put stuff that I'm selling right now so that it's not like piled in with everything else, and it makes it a little easier just in general for me to like just keep everything organized. So right now what I'm doing is something that like I don't know if a lot of you guys have this problem, but I know some of you did. Obviously whenever Rainbow sorry, I don't know what that was. I had a frog in my throat, I guess. So like whenever Rainbow High put out like their accessories closet, I'm actually sad that we didn't get the second one. But at $10 for a purse or a pair of shoes, like it didn't even call like little accessories like the mini brands kind of purses and stuff do. It was just $10 for a pair of shoes or a purse, which honestly they charge like $10, $15, $20 for a pair of shoes on eBay. So like maybe MGA really just thought, well, at least it's not eBay. But I did end up getting them. Most of them I got when they were on sale. Like I got one of each before that. Just like it gave me something to do. Like if I just had like a spare $10, I was like, you know what? It's kind of fun to like see what you're gonna get. So I did get them all, and then I got like doubles and triples of some of them, especially when they were on clearance, because they dropped down to like I think it was like 5 something at first, and then they dropped down to like 2 something. So people were buying like entire cases. All of the cases in my area, it was Targets and Walmart's, had all been robbed. Like they had all the little display shoes and purses stolen out of them. So like I wasn't even trying to like. I really wanted one, but I wasn't gonna buy one that was like missing everything and all torn apart. They're like, what do you do with them? Am I right? Like it's a little boxes, it's a little trash. So I've been taking them apart. I actually have like a crap ton more in storage. Like I'm talking like a ridiculously insane amount, like at least a whole tote's worth, maybe 2. Like I can't really remember. So what I've been doing is I've been taking them apart, and I'm gonna alright, so I've been saving all the black ones, the rainbow ones and the pink ones, because I'm making rooms in my dollhouse and they might end up like on the walls as like shelves. I'm not really sure. I've seen people do similar stuff and it always looks really, really good. So I'm kind of saving them just in case. Then I've also saved like one of each color for that same thing. Like I don't know, like maybe I want to do a rainbow wall room. And then I also have the actual boxes that they go in, which I'm not sure if one of those or not. Like I kept the tags in them that tell you like what the shoe is, and the bag and like the paper wrap. But it's like, okay, hear me out, right? If I decided to sell them, the boxes could be great because it might make the prices go a little higher. I didn't keep the actual initial outer box because it just takes up so much space. Like it's just kind of a waste. So I mean, obviously you're not gonna get like retail for them if you're missing that, but some folks are doing it anyway. Like they're really on eBay and Mercari and whatever, just like trying to charge like top dollar. Like I know inflation's a thing, but like we all know how much y'all paid for those. Calm down. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not really sure. I mean, yeah, I could keep the shoebox if I was going to sell them, but like, am I? And here's the weird thing, right? Like, I know, and trigger warning if you guys want to skip this part because it does talk about having passed away and whatnot, but like, give you a minute to stop if you need to fast forward past this. I think, I don't know, it's probably because I have really bad anxiety and like some depression and whatnot. Even with like the medication I'm on, like sometimes my brain is just like, but when you die, whether it's now or 50 years from now, whatever, when you die, like what is your family gonna do with all these boxes? They're just gonna be like, why was mom a hoarder? You know, like they're not gonna sit there and match every shoe to every box and try to get money off of it off of eBay. They're just gonna be like, all right, well, throw all the empties away and stick everything else in a bag to donate to Goodwill. Realistically, like what are they gonna do with all this stuff? Like, am I just hoarding for no reason? So that, I mean, that is something I think about. All right, so hopefully, if you were skipping past that trigger warning, you should be able to rejoin now. So I also have like all of those Monster Highs that came with like the lockers. Like I have all those lockers. Those are also just in totes in storage. I still have tulip boxes from tulips I don't even own anymore in storage. And what I mean, we have like an outdoor storage building at our house and then like an attic, so it's not like I'm having to like pay to store them. But like, sorry, Mr. Sausage wants the pats. Yeah, you just go ahead, bonk them all, aren't you, buddy? If you saw my like Instagram stories lately, you'd know that Sausage is best boy, but also he can't go anywhere without shedding like a massive ton of hair. Like I don't even understand how Mr. isn't bald yet. Like, you know, and he's gonna use his tail to knock stuff over now. Yeah, he's like a little fur covered wrecking ball. He just wants to head boop everything and knock it over. If it's on a desk anyway and he doesn't head boop it to knock it over, he's just gonna paw it off, like, cause you know that's a very cat thing to do. But he's been wanting lots and lots of attention the last couple of days for some reason. Like he's been like super lovey. I don't know if it's cause like maybe he can tell that we're going on vacation soon. The first vacation I took away from him after we got him, he actually stressed himself out so bad that he got constipated. We didn't know that. Like, he just kept throwing up and he seemed like really sick. So we took him to the vet, like, as soon as I got back. I realized, like, he wasn't acting right. Took him to the vet and it cost us $500 for them to make him poop. Because they were like, yeah, he's just stressed and constipated. So my husband always jokes that he's very expensive, especially compared to our dog, who does not. I mean, she's gets her shots when she's supposed to and stuff like that, but she doesn't have to go to the vet for crazy reasons. So, yeah. But Mr. Man's here. His birthday is at the end of June. He is a Gemini, which is why he's lovable sometimes and ridiculous other times. We got him in early August. We had actually found another kitten whose, I guess, mother, like, basically abandoned it when I was out with my friends one day. And so I brought it home. And it was really young, though. Like, really young. And so they told us that our best bet would be to get, like, another cat to, like, be with it. And so my mother-in-law, like, I guess my husband mentioned it to her. And her cat had just had some kittens a few weeks prior to when I found this one. So she was basically like, look, oh, this one's about, like, you know, 5 or 6 weeks. I think it's like 6 weeks older than the one you have. Like, do you want it? And so I guess my husband must have told her yeah, because like we pulled up at our house and then like I didn't know anything about it, and she brought out this beautiful little white kitten, which is crazy because all of her cats were orange, so, and her cats don't get out. I think that like they were just so inbred they started coming out white. I don't know, but she brought out this adorable little white kitten, and I took him in, and he's been with us ever since. That was in 2018, so he turns 6 this year, and he's baby. Like, he's literally, no, it'd be 6, right? 2018 is 2, and then 4. He's 6 this year. Okay, whew. If I had like an existential crisis in my brain, because like I was like, where did time go? But he's 6, and he's literally spent pretty much every day with me since we got him, except for like the 1 week we go on vacation every year. So like he really doesn't do well, I guess, when I'm away. Like, the kids are always here to watch him. It's not like we leave the house empty, or he has to go to one of those, what are they called, where you put your animal, like, in them for while you're on vacation? I don't even know. Kennel kind of things. Like, he doesn't have to do any of that. He literally just stays home in his own natural environment with, you know, of course my kids are adults, so it's not like there's just children at home, but, like, there are, like, usually anywhere from 3 to 5 adults here while we're gone. He gets plenty of attention, plenty of food, stays on schedule, whatever. He's just baby. He's like mommy's baby. So you'll probably see him, like, he interrupts all my videos. My door frames look like toothpicks because he doesn't like to be locked out of a room for any reason ever, especially if I'm in that room. So yeah. So he's in here right now just getting love, but I know a lot of people ask about him all the time, like, oh, where's he been? Where's he been in any videos? Like, he has his moments, like, where he just is like, I don't want to be on camera, so I'm gonna leave. They say that it's like the infrared stuff in cameras that make animals like be like, nah, I'm not into this. But I know y'all didn't come here for me to talk about my cat for like an hour, so back to what we were doing. So just separating doll stuff. Like, I have totes and totes of like accessories I'm never gonna use, especially all the plastic junk that comes with like Monster High dolls. Like, fam, I'm never gonna use that. Like, I'd rather have the extra outfits and extra shoes, like how we had with Rainbow High when they first started. But hear me out. Like, okay, so Monster High G3 has some really cute accessories. Like the little food accessories, a lot of those are cute. I just got the Toralei Neon Frights locker, and she had like a little teacup with a little cat on it. Absolutely adorable. I super duper love it. But would I have rather had literally not so much plastic junk? Yeah. And what am I doing with all these lockers? Because originally I was like, I don't even want all of them. I'm just gonna get the Dracula ones. And then I thought, oh man, they're really cute. And then some of the ones I didn't think were really cute at first, at least had really cute extra clothes. And then ended up being cuter in person with just like a little bit of a restyle and like their hair done. And now I have way more. Like, my G3s are like the heck way up there. Yeah. So I really want to repaint this room like a pretty lavender color to go with the pink shelves. And some of the shelves aren't painted yet, as you saw, because I ran out of time last year. We just had like a really long rainy season, so I didn't have as much time to paint as I'd hoped for. So I do have multiple shelves. I have a whole nother one that I need to put up on this side. Like, it's a lot. So right now I'm just trying to separate all the junk. Like when you buy the Make It Mini brand stuff, like we make the food and like stuff like that, and like little lifestyle house stuff. That's another one. Like, they come with like a lot of like little plastic extras, and like, I mean, I'm grateful for them. Everything is really, really cute. But like, how many of those? I'm not throwing all the balls away because I do not eat those. But the little shelves that come in each one, like, my dollhouse isn't gonna fit all those. Like, what? Sir, I know you want love. What am I supposed to do with all of those? Like, honestly, I just feel like toys nowadays come with so much extra junk, and I get it because they're for kids and kids like to interact with stuff. Like, they have to have all these little gimmicky like extra things. It makes the value, I guess, seem better with a bunch of cheap plastic accessories, at least to parents, I guess. See, I don't know. But like, I don't use that stuff. So it's really come a problem of how much of this stuff can go into storage because it might be handy one day, and how much of it is trash. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just collect bins and bins of it, and then like once or twice a year, I'll sell the entire bins to people on like Facebook Marketplace for like a couple $100. Like, just take it out of my storage area because I need the space. I have way too many collections to not need that space. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, is just separating keep from junk. So like, I honestly don't know if it's even worth keeping all this stuff. Like, all of these boxes, like the little empty ones that I might try to use as like a little wall shelves or whatever, I might not even think that it looks good. Like, I might not even think it's worth doing it and end up tossing it. I don't know. I did buy a ton of stuff to redo my house because, as you guys have seen before, so my dollhouse is stuffed with stuff. It's kind of a mess. But as I told you guys, like, I stacked double houses on top of each other, even though I only have like one of the very top, like, red room, because the other one broke. But it wouldn't matter because I couldn't fit it anywhere. But I sat it down wrong, and like it literally just caved in on itself. Luckily, it was from like the used house that I bought on Marketplace for like $40, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it's got a lot of junk in it right now. Like, while I'm cleaning, it's just kind of like storing up crap. However, so I did actually, what's the word? Scavenge? I don't know. I went to a bunch of different stores and I found a lot of cute stuff to work on my dollhouse, to redecorate it. So I'm going to make a video of that when I get started, but I've got to get this room cleaned up first. I have also, like, I don't even know how many Squishmallows. Like, I just really fell in love with them and how soft they were. And I bought, like, a ton. And I had to put them out in storage because it got to the point where, like, we had more Squishmallows than space. So another reason I want to get this room cleaned up is so I can bring some of them back in, because I hate that they're in storage. Like, I didn't buy them so that they could just sit in bins somewhere and not be seen. Like, that, I always feel bad for doll people who have to do that too. Like, could you imagine you spend hundreds of dollars on dolls and they just sit in bins because you don't have room for them, and like you never get to really see them or like enjoy them as much as you should be able to? Like, that always breaks my heart for the folks that don't have a lot of room. And I live in a pretty small house, so like I definitely have to fight for space. And this room is all dolls, and honestly, I just showed recently on my Instagram, like, I have these two, like, the long under the bed totes that are full of dolls that I don't have room to display. So the extra shelf on this is gonna go, I mean, I don't know how much it's gonna help, because Rainbow High took up a lot of space. I ended up selling off, like, I put 84 of them up for sale and I sold most of them so far. I still have quite a bit for sale. A few that I'm still kind of like, Like, I kept them, but I'm not really sure if I want to. Like, I was wishy-washy, and it's always better to keep them, because if you change your mind later, then that's fine. But if you get rid of them and you change your mind later, especially because they're customs, like, oof. Are there any I regret selling? Like, maybe one or two. Actually, only the Delilahs. Like, I do regret kind of selling those, but I know that they both went to very, very good homes, so, like, it is what it is. I just forgot that, like, she's kind of rare now, and you can't just buy more if you want to make, like, those customs again because you missed them or, like, whatever. So, oof. I did get enough Rainbow High sold that I could move, because originally, like, ooh, can you see this? Those shelves over there, like the three above that painting next to the closet, that's where my OMGs were. I was able to move them to the same wall as the Rainbow Highs. So you can kind of see here that, like, Rainbow Highs are on the top shelf. The next three are all OMGs, which I thought they were dead. I really, really did. I thought that, like, when they put out the last couple of, like, the last four that were repeats of the first four, but, like, just redressed, I thought, okay, well, they're going to end on the same note that they began on, and that's cool, especially since we haven't seen anything really new or, like, leaked or anything. And then they put out these two new gorgeous ones on the MGA website, so I'm like, the heck. So now I'm just like, do I even have enough room now? But you can see, like, this wall continues, and on the other side are pretty much all Rainbow High, except for that very bottom shelf, which is, like, the OMG Tweens, which I gotta get bodies for all those freaking heads. So that's, like, a fun thing. And then over there is just more Rainbow High, and then room for more, because they just released 3 new coloring creates that, like, nobody knew about or expected. Yeah, I'm going through totes right now. Like I said, this is, I have a billion of these lockers. They just take up space. And not all of them are even in here. Like, some of my stuff sitting across the room. There's some of the Dracula ones I just kept for, like, storage for right now. Sorry, guys. I know I look a hot mess. Like, no makeup. This sweater's, like, 6 sizes too big, because I'm just kind of chilly and, like, sickly today. But it's okay. We're talking about dolls. We're not going to talk about how gross I look. It's fine. You can look away except for the doll parts if you want. So, yeah. I think that, like, that's the other thing, too, is, like, Rainbow High, even though I got rid of so many, still take up so much space, like, and if they do continue, if they're not dead like we've been thinking, if they're going to keep putting stuff out, which would be nice, but not if they're going to keep putting it out at crap quality with no articulation, we'll see, because rebodying is such a pain, honestly. Like, one wrong move, one head not squishy enough, and a neck snaps. You know, like, what if you can't find a color match because it's one of those dolls that have, like, the weird body color that, like, nothing else matches, like Daria. I don't think that there's any other Rainbow High dolls that have the same body color as Daria does. If I'm wrong, please let me know. but I feel like she's on her own. Like Aisha, she's the only one that has her skin tone. So I think Daria is a similar case. Um, but yeah, so I want to bring all of my like other stuff back in, like my squishmallows and stuff. But it means I have to get rid of all this plastic stuff, all these additional boxes, and those boxes were taking up a lot of room. Like, here's the trash bag. And I still have, like I said, at least a full tote, if not two, of those shoe boxes out in storage. But I wasn't sure what to do with them. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. Like at the time, I was like, do I keep them in case I ever want to sell a pair? But like, truthfully, nobody's done free shipping on all that. And you run the risk of the box being crushed anyway. Like, or you have to ship in a box, which makes the shipping even higher than if you're shipping in a bubble container. So like, I'm not gonna bother. I'm definitely just not, because then people will be paying more than it would be worth to even buy them. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of storage bins in here as well. I don't know if you guys can see them. Like, there's two rainbow ones. There's drawers on that desk. There's a blue storage bin over there. There's a couple of drawers on this desk, and then more drawers on that little small desk by the door. But I also just want to be careful. I don't want to fill it all with crap. But do you know how, like, it's very stressful because not all of these plastics are the same. So not, like, all of them may be recyclable. The good thing with those boxes is that they're all can just go into the cardboard recycling, I think. Would they be cardboard or paper? See, that's the other thing too. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I love dolls, but like the companies put out so much waste. Like ridiculous amounts of waste with the boxes and everything else. And like, so when you're trying to recycle so that you're not just like filling up landfills with doll crap, like it can be really complicated. Honestly, like it's kind of hard to like sort everything and figure out where everything goes. But I will say, like, I probably will sell more shoes in the future. Like, I do have like a whole bag now that like I need to get rid of. So here you can see like all the shoes. It is in this stacked set of 3 rainbow high closets. All I did was I took, see that gold handle? It has 2 tiny screws underneath, and I just unscrewed them and took the handle and the screws off, put them in a little sandwich baggie and set them aside so I don't lose them. And then I just stacked the closets up. I'm thinking of like how to like stack them all together as one so that the doors open and close as one. Somebody mentioned getting like dowel rods or like those metal like rods that they have in them, finding some long enough that will go straight through all 3, which would be awesome, but I don't know how yet. Like I don't even know how to get them out. Like, I don't want to break it because it is plastic. I feel like hammering on it or whatever could be detrimental. Right there are the bins where I'm going to have like socks and hair accessories, purses, jewelry, whatever. I had them labeled, decided to redo them, took half the labels off, never finished redoing them. So they're just kind of cluttered with random junk and unlabeled, whatever. And then over there are those na bins, and that bag on top and the pink thing underneath are all the doll clothes. So I used to have them as thing like a file folder kind of thing. But I got so many that I didn't have room. Like, it just was overfilled and didn't work anymore. So I started using these little na carry cases to put the stuff in. So they're organized by color. The pink thing at the bottom has, I think, rainbow color, yellow, and orange. The rainbow colored carry tote is, I think, like pinks through purples. Like, it's got the pinks, the reds, the purples, whatever, and then the blue ones are in that little clear bag on top. And then in the black kitty cat or bunny rabbit one underneath that are greens through like black. So it's like greens, silvers, browns, golds, whatever colored clothing. And then they're all just organized into like little like gallon baggies. And then the house, sorry, I think that was the cord dragging. The house has just got like, and there's like a whole box of like bodies. I have an entire bag of like heads to customize, donate, toss, sell, whatever. But right now I just have like anything and everything piled everywhere. There's some dolls that are waiting to finish being customized. There's a random new Barbie I've gotten that I haven't dressed. So you guys can see, like, it's a pretty big mess in here. Even my snack shelf is a big mess because it's like a lot of stuff that I'm probably not going to eat and I'm going to toss, but I haven't gone to like World Market yet to buy new stuff. So like, Yeah, I have boxes and boxes of stuff I have to go through, guys. It's really, really bad. Like, when you're a toy collector, it can easily get out of hand. No lie. Anyway, I'm gonna get to cleaning. I just want to show you guys what I'm up to and let you see the struggle. Because, like, I collect, like I said, a lot of other stuff besides dolls, and I wanted to have shelves for those other things, like my pop figures. I collect photography books. I collect vintage cameras. I collect taxidermy and, like, just oddities and stuff like that. Like, I have, like, a jar of, like, human teeth, like, all kinds of weird stuff. So I have, like, a huge curio cabinet in the living room for that. Like, I collect a lot of stuff. But I did want to, like, at least move some of the toy stuff in here, like the pop figures, the squishmallows. But even with all the rearranging and selling stuff, like, it's still gonna be really hard to find room for all of that. Like, I did make a shelf. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if I can aim well enough. It's behind the painting, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Like, so right behind where that painting is, there's, like, an entire shelf for, like, the Lego Animal Crossing thing. And I'm not really, like, a Lego person, but, like, I am an Animal Crossing person. So when they put out Animal Crossing Legos, I was like, well, I guess I know where my money's going for a while. That's the other thing. Like, I'm kind of glad that at least OMG and Rainbow High are slowing down, because, like, I had no money for anything else. So, like, just trying to keep up with them and buy enough to also, like, die and stuff. Like, I was so broke all the time. So, like, I couldn't, like, I mean, I could have bought other stuff, but it would have been really selfish and wild. Like, I think at some point my husband would have been like, bro, calm down. But, I mean, he's pretty nice about, like, all of my collections, and he's this, like, happy, I'm happy kind of guy. But I think you have to draw a line somewhere in your life, because otherwise you get out of control. So, like, I do have, like I said, multiple, like, let's see if you guys can see them. So, there's, like, white toads right there. There's two of those stacked up, and, like, one of them has my mermaids, Batzillas, and what else did I have in it? Where can't I think? I'm not even sure. I know one of the things it had was I don't know if you guys can see them. Oh, see up at the top? They have those little Sanrio. There was little Sanrio dolls made by Mattel like a couple of years ago. 2 years maybe? I lose track of time, I swear, you guys. I'm actually really mad because they had a Kurumi one that was supposed to come out and they just never finished it. They were just like, okay, well, we're done. We're not going to make it after all. Haha, joke's on you. But I'm a huge Sanrio fan, so, like, those ones aren't going anywhere. I'm debating on selling the mermaids, only because the last, like, 4 or 5 of them came out, but they're UK only. And, like, I'm sure, like, a lot of the, like, our UK counterparts and, like, just our overseas counterparts in general, probably deal with this, but, like, when you can only get certain ones and not the entire collection, if you're any kind of completionist, you're just kind of like, well, nah, I just don't want any of them. So I did have someone link me to a reasonably priced set of them that does ship here, but I'm also about to go on vacation, so it's not like I can afford to get them right away. So I don't know. And there's also a lot of other stuff I would rather have, so, like, I don't know. Anyway, so I do have those. I haven't decided if I'm going to sell them, keep them. I don't really love the mermaid tails. You have to stand them up. You can't sit them at all. Not all of them can be stand. So, like, what do you even... So, I mean, I'd be willing to rebody them because the faces are pretty. They got kind of a dead stare, but the faces are pretty. They're not bad at all. I just think that, like, rebodying them would get really expensive. Like, I don't love the bodies they're on, but I don't know about, like, rebodying them. Like, that's just a lot, you know? The Batzillas, like, I really only love, like, 2, maybe 3 of them. 3. I'll probably squeeze in a 4th one if there was room in my heart, but, like, 3. And I've never been able to finish getting those either. And with Rainbow High and OMG coming out when they did, right as I was starting to kind of go back and collect the older dolls, I just put everything aside for them, honestly. Like, especially Dying, because it's so addictively fun. I am looking forward to getting the new watercolor ones that just came out for that reason, but it'll still be after I get back from vacation, so what are you going to do? And then the second tote, it has Hair Adorable, like Hair Amazing, Wild Hearts Crew, a couple of Star Darlings, a Fail Fix, stuff like that. And so Like, it's not that I don't love them, it's just I don't have room for them, and I don't have enough like emotional attachment to them to just be like, well, I'll make room. The Star Darlings maybe, even though they're not complete, but like the rest of them are complete sets for the most part, and I just feel kind of meh about the whole thing. But I'm kind of reluctant to sell anything else right now because recently I did those big doll sales, and like out of like that 84 I listed, I sold like most of them. There's still some left, and I think I'm gonna probably add some more to it because there's some that I'm like I said, wishy-washy on, but like we'll see. The thing is though, right, like hear me out, is that my state distribution center for the Postal Service decided to do a remodel without warning any of their customers. Like, it's a big thing going on right now in our state that everybody's mad about. So anything coming through Virginia or from Virginia to Virginia has to go through that big state distribution center. And nothing's moving. I have like 4 or 5 customer packages that have gone to that center and then just they're still sitting there like 4 and 5 days later. And of course I can't do anything about it. Like, I did my part. I packaged it well. I put it in the post. Everything from here on out is up to the United States Postal Service, and so like it's very hard to have to tell customers like, sorry, I can't help you. I can't refund you because like I did what I was supposed to do. We just have to kind of be patient and wait and see if it gets there. So like that's really hard, and it's definitely hard to hear because I remember this happened to me like 2 or 3 years ago. I had bought some stuff, 2 huge boxes, like hundreds of dollars like worth of rainbow high dolls that someone on Instagram had sold me for like dirt cheap. And so like they shipped it, they did everything on their end that they could do. Like there was nothing, they didn't do anything wrong. It made it from where they lived in New York to Richmond to that same distribution center, and it sat there for 2 months. And I called the Postal Service like every other day, like what are y'all doing about this? Like, where is it at? Go find it. Like, and they were basically like, it's in a truck, it's sitting in the parking lot of that distribution center, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. They did eventually like make somebody go look for it because they've been missing for such a long time, and it was so high value, and it made it to me probably like a couple of days after I filed a complaint. But 2 months of just sitting there like being stressed out, like, are these ever going to show up? And I couldn't ask for a refund because it wasn't the seller's fault. Like, it wasn't like I didn't want to penalize them for like something that is just sitting in a parking lot somewhere that's not their fault. So hopefully my own customers will be just patient because like I said, I have like 4 or 5 boxes that are just sitting somewhere in the distribution center waiting to be shipped. So that's been fun. You can find news articles about the whole thing like on like Google or whatever if you just look up like the Richmond, Virginia sorting center problems or whatever. So that's the thing. Oh, I just remembered before we wrap this up, there's one thing I haven't mentioned to you guys that you might want to know what I'm doing with. All of these shoe boxes, I did take out all of these, like the cloth bags, and sorry, it's very noisy. Inside each one is the wrapping paper from the shoes, if it was a shoe bag. Did the purses have wrapping paper? Yeah. And this little thing from the lid that has the little tickets in it that tells you, let's see if I could turn it around or drop it, either one. This little guy, that, and like the little colorful wrapping paper are all in there. As far as what I'm gonna do with those, because again, like, how much do you keep before you're just keeping garbage that nobody's going to use ever, and you're just taking up storage space? But I will say, like, for these, keeping them in case I sell them is like great, but I might also make use of them if I have like duplicates and stuff. Get that out of the way. Instant Ride Play on TikTok and Instagram is one of my favorite people to watch videos of because they do all kinds of like crazy wild stuff, and their Rainbow High House is actually what inspired me to start redoing mine soon. They actually used some of those bags for like curtains, pillows, like pillowcases, and just really cool stuff like that. Like, it was like, they're amazing at just finding stuff and being like, let's turn this into this. Like if I look at something, I'm just like, okay, this is what it is. They look at stuff and they see so many possibilities, and so if you're not already following them, I would, especially if you have a Rainbow High house and you're thinking about remodeling it in any way, they have amazing tips for just like you can get the wallpaper stuff for them at like the dollar store, like the Dollar Tree specifically. They used like a thing that you put on your desk that you put your pens and pencils in as like a coffee table, but it slid like the big plastic cases that Rainbow High shoes used to come in, like in it, like storage. It's so cool. Definitely check them out. But other than that, like I don't know, it's really hard to kind of figure out what I'm gonna use and what I'm not gonna use right away. So because I don't have the house set up, like I mean I have it set up, but I don't have it re-wallpapered and flooring. Like I said, the flooring, I think she got a lot of that at the Dollar Tree, like stuff to make vases and coffee tables and like all this really cool stuff, as well as like ways to attach it and decorate it and whatever. So as far as all these boxes I'm keeping that could be like cool like wall shelves, I just gotta find a place to temporarily put them, because until I actually put the wallpaper up, like what am I supposed to do with them? Again, they're just sitting, taking up space. But they could make a really cool wall of like built-ins. If you guys know what those are, where like if you ever buy a house and the bookshelves are already built into the wall kind of thing. Like it could be like a really cool thing like that. I'm not sure yet, but I kept one of each just in case. In some cases, multiples, because I know I'm doing a rainbow room and a pink room, and there's like a navy blue and gold room that I'm doing. I might just do like a black cool shadow high room for one of the extra rooms. So I did keep extra pink stuff, rainbow stuff, and black shadow high stuff. But yeah. Alright, you guys. I'm getting really, really tired, and as much as I enjoy my time with you guys, I definitely need rest, because stress levels are high lately. Especially preparing for vacation, because I have some pretty like mid agoraphobia. I don't do well leaving my house. I'm better at like local places if I go there really often and I'm really familiar with them, but like vacation causes me like much stress, much panic. Once I'm out and about, like I'm alright, but I spend most of the time thinking I can't wait to get back home. So yeah, I definitely dressed up before all that, but I did want to make a video just to kind of update you guys on what I'm doing, and we'll be making those house decorating videos ASAP. I got a sewing machine, so maybe we'll dabble in some early sewing for those of us who don't know how how to read a pattern, sew on a machine, any of that. I also do a lot of hand sewing because that's what I'm good at, so we'll take a look at that. I say good, but like I mean mid. That's what I'm mid at. Yeah, so I will catch up with you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look forward to showing you guys the progress that I make on this doll room. So bye.